I did not want to do this. I promise you, I did not want to do this. But here we are, explaining my truth as to why I've been fired from Sweatbox Gym. Yeah, it's a madness, I know. But let me start by saying there is one guy in the gym that just doesn't like me. And today I want him to be honest. For once in his life, I want you to be honest with the people, because this dismissal wasn't a matter of professionalism, like you say. It's a personal thing. So let's get straight to it. So I received a text like 30 days ago with a notice and an explanation. But again, we're going to get into it. The first point being professionalism and communication. I'm going to come back to on that one. That is the finale. So the first point you made was me telling you not to communicate with me as a manager. That is true, but not as true as he puts it out to be. And Bernie is very good at manipulating words. I'm going to give you the story on this one because it needs an explanation as to why I said that. Going back a couple months ago, I was doing the cleaning alongside another person in the gym. Issues were raised that the cleaning wasn't good enough. So we got called into the office over this. 2 people at this, separate meetings. My tone was a lot different to the next guy's tone, being that I was being watched on CCTV. They told me I was kind of robbing time from them by not doing the correct hours and clocking in for them. In my world, the goalpost was moved and I carried on playing the same. Certain jobs needed to be changed, the time frame, we wanted more money, we got more money. They didn't like how in which the structure lined up. So I just think they started watching me as a way to kind of catch me out. And again, I didn't do anything I feel unlawful. I cleaned to the best of my ability and left when I left. That's what I do. Yeah, so with that being said, again, there was a point within this meeting that I had. Again, I had a separate meeting to the other cleaner. But within that meeting, my loyalty was stripped away. My loyalty for paying rent in the gym. I've been at Sweatbox like 7-8 years and I haven't paid a single month's rent because of my loyalty within the gym. They took that away because, again, I was a thief of time. They also took away my one desk shift that I was doing immediately. So if you wonder why I wasn't on desk the past couple months, they took that as well. They allowed me to do my calisthenics classes, which was kind of weird, but we'll get to that. With that being said, again, long story short, they kind of took everything from me, demanded that I started paying rent, and cut a lot of my money. I was down about £2,000 and I needed to get a job. As for the other guy doing the cleaning, he got to keep everything. And for me, that just doesn't sit right because I got labelled dishonest. But he done the same work and nothing got done, nothing at all. Yeah, explain that. I went and got a job a couple months later. Literally went on holiday, went and got a job, come back to work. Keep in mind, this guy never ever really says anything in the morning. As I'm leaving from one job to the next, I'm pretty sure it's a Thursday morning, I kind of passed the tattoo studio that is just outside of the gym, and this donut, Bernie, is asked me, how's the new job going? Good, mate. With that, I messaged him later on that night. After the meeting, that we had and the way in which you spoke, small talk is no longer a thing in my world. Like, you were watching me on CCTV, you caught me out, you were the one accusing me of calling you a liar. And then a couple months later, you just want to, oh, how's the new job going, mate? Let's not do that. So I messaged him. And if he still has that message, which I don't, and I don't have that message because of the response that I'll get to, but if he still has that message, read it to the people, because what I said to you was, I respect you as a manager, but the small talk as for friendship that we never did have, let's not do it, man. Like, respectfully, I put as well. Respectfully, let's just not do the small talk. In the way in which I worded it, again, it wasn't angrily, it wasn't violent, it wasn't anything unprofessional. It was a man to man asking the next someone, we can do the manager thing, but as for the small talk in the mornings, let's let that slide. And I know it burnt you, bro. I know it burnt you. Hence the reason you built this case around me. Because the next topic, before I move on to the next reason, I just want to state that you can tell how much this guy was out for me by the next paragraph. And this reason really made me kind of chuckle because, yeah, it's it's a bit mad, but I'm going to read it as it is. In addition, I have provided evidence of you jumping over the reception desk. I would ask you to consider why you believe this behaviour to be appropriate within a professional workspace environment and why you felt it was acceptable to conduct yourself in this manner whilst representing the business. Well, you donut. The first reason I jumped over the desk, and this isn't the kind of jump that everyone has seen me do. I am known for hurdling. Oh man, you are an absolute donut. You lot know how athletic I am, right? He ain't talking about none of that. He's talking about a Monday night when I was doing my calisthenics class. Correct me if I'm wrong as well, bro. I was doing my calisthenics class on a Monday night. I know this because Bernie does his MMA class at the same time. I ran over to reception to receive some bands. There was no one on reception. You know what I did? I propped my bum up and I swiveled over the reception. Grabbed bands, ran around and back through the turnstiles, back into my class. I was coaching, you idiot. Like, what kind of point is that? And how many times have I seen you run through or try jump over? It's only because you're not athletic enough to probably jump that you won't. But again, what a point to be made. I'm going to leave that one right there because, again, you lot know how athletic I am in. Yeah, I didn't even get penalised for that. I got penalised for a bum swivel. Get out of here, man. Now, the third and final point is absolutely crazy to me, people. Further concerns has arisen. Regarding the purchase of coffees and takeaway cups, multiple messages have previously been circulated within the staff group communications, making it clear that any coffee purchased in a takeaway cup must be paid for at full retail price. Despite this, evidence indicates that you have purchased coffees for yourself and only charged for staff rate. This has been collaborated through CCTV footage and transaction records reviewed against the times of purchase. Brother, stop watching me. It's not cool, man. Like I said, I have been billed for coffees, and yes, I have charged myself for coffees, but I am not broke. I can pay for a coffee. I have one a day. And again, it's one of those where if it was really that bad, why not just come to me, send me a message personally like I've asked you before, just stating, oh, by the way, Sheldon, coffees has gone up. Why watch me? That's just, I don't know. Taking all the above into account, I, Bernie, have concluded that the employment status has broken down to a point where I no longer believe it is appropriate to continue. As such, this letter serves a formal notice of termination, with your employment ending 30 days from the date of this letter. Now, someone tell me that that ain't a guy that just sounds salty and been wanting to get at me any way possible, because that doesn't sound like a collective of directors. That sounds like an individual that has a problem. Now, before I move on, I've got to double back on something because I didn't address it, and I feel now is the right time for it to be addressed, being professionalism and my professionalism versus your professionalism, Bernie. It's questionable, man, but we're going to get into it because I feel like you don't actually have a good reason to dislike me. So I'm going to give you one. Starting off, social media. I've had some stinkers on social media. I'll be honest with you. I put my hands up and I've apologized. But at the same time, your social media, the creepy daddy. I'll be honest with you. If I was a member at Sweatbox Gym and I come across your Instagram creepy daddy's page, I probably wouldn't want my kids coming to the gym. Like, you do some funky stuff, and each to their own. But as a gym manager, would I? I've seen some stuff that is quite questionable, my friend. And if I got digging, yeah, you'd be finished, mate. If I'm dishonest and a thief for coffees in of £1.50 coffees, let's just talk on how much money you've cost the gym by sleeping with certain clients, not allowing them back into the gym. Allegedly. That's probably cost more money than my £1.50 coffees that I have one of every day. And again, I don't know how long this rule of coffees going up has been, but I'm pretty sure I haven't cost the gym that much. Not as much as you have, my friend. Again, you need to just stop messing around. Stop being dishonest to your lady, man. Like, I know that you have a thing going, allegedly, but even she wasn't feeling that. Like, you fucked up home with that one, broski. Now, you wanted to talk communication skills, but brother, your communication skills are poor. You've had to apologize for them. You get upset quite easy. You get angry very easy. And that leads to messages that you've sent to others, work colleagues at that don't need to be sent or was a bit distasteful. I've had a few myself, and again, apology not accepted, because I think you just don't know how to articulate yourself in a way in which anger shows. Again, as a manager, that is not a professional way to talk to people. Blackmailing people, if you don't get cover, you don't go here. You can't say that. You know, like, we're all under 0-hour contracts. You're blackmail, and sometimes the things you say back to people, yeah, it's not professional at all. And someone needs to check that for sure, because I'm not the only person that's felt your crap, to say the least, you know? Put your hand up if you've heard that from Bernie before. If you don't get covered, then you might not have a job when you come back. Stop doing it. I hope you have a reason to dislike me now, because again, you're gonna lie to the people and say, oh no, he was all right, he was good. Like, stop lying. Stop lying to the people, and I want you to be honest. For once in your life, be honest and tell people the truth. you don't like me. And I've give you a reason to now, so you can actually be honest. But don't sit and tell people that, oh no, I thought Sheldon was a cool guy, because you didn't. You never did. You don't like me. And I think there's something more underlying. But yeah, we'll save that. Again, you disliking someone, this is the outcome. Like, you throw your toys out the pram until you get it your way. If that means lying, kind of bending the truth a little, or not speaking the whole truth. I'm here today not to bury you necessarily, but to speak the truth, something you can't do. I remember having this conversation with Bernie before about he openly saying he doesn't understand how to manage me and he just doesn't get me. And at the time, I was a little bit confused because I was like, I'm not that complicated. And I even tried to give him tools that would like help him understand it. All you got to do is message me directly if you need something. Again, he just openly said that he struggled to get me. And with that, I now understand that I'm never to be got by you, bro. You have, and Bernie's the kind of guy that I would say he only likes people he can control. Other than that, like, he'll avoid you or try to get rid of you. And either one he will do in two ways. He'll either be passive aggressive and passive aggressive. Like, he tries to apologize for these things after, or not even, but never have you done that with me where you've kind of stepped out of line with what you've had to say, but it's been done in your managerial role for things that you want or need done. The second thing is your physical presence. And again, you've pushed this about on people from the past, in like, you've damn well know you ain't putting a finger on me, bro. Like, yeah, that would be silly. So that don't work, and respectfully, you've never tried it. So none of your two little things that you do actually work on me. The only other thing you can do is fake to the world that you're this super nice guy, and like, yeah, but really and truly, you're a creepy dude, bro. Like, that's all I'm gonna say, really. The way in which you handled this situation, unprofessional, creepy, and just, I thought you could have done better. But here we are. Again, I'm not trying to get anyone on anyone's side here. Like, I am my own guy at the end of the day, and I couldn't care less what others think of you. I just wanted to give them the truth. And this is the truth. You know it is. You can try deny it. You anything more, and I'ma actually do some digging on your ass, and like I said, I will bury you, bro, but let's not take it there, eh? Now, moving on to the directors, I had a meeting with them. Jesse and Pedro at that, actually. John couldn't attend for whatever reasons. It was aware to me that Pedro didn't have a clue what was really going on, respectfully at that, but you did ask me twice, what's going on? And Jesse, you disappointed me, because although the problem was about Bernie, I never knew Karen was a problem up until now, but you spoke for Karen, not for yourself. And as a man, I would just say that is cowardly, because you have an opinion, you should be able to speak your own. But I could hear a lot of Karen coming out in you. And again, feelings get involved when that happens. Again, a lot of what you were saying was prior to Karen's feelings and the way in which she feels, which I did tell you again on camera. Feelings aren't to be had in a meeting. You know, like you don't feel a certain way. You have to conduct yourself a certain way. But the way in which someone is to read a text and feel about that text is irrelevant. And you had a lot of irrelevant stuff to put forward from Karen, it sounded like. One thing I am going to address is the fact that, again, I did say this in the directors' meeting. If I am everything that has been put forward to me, a thief, dishonest, just unprofessional, all of the above is true about me. And I asked Pedro and I asked Jesse about this. Why, Pedro, do you touch my fist? And why, Jesse, are you so kind and have manners towards me if I am this guy? Because if all the things that you were told you guys felt were true, surely you wouldn't respect me the way you do. Same for John. You wrote me a reference, and I know references are somewhat mandatory, but you didn't have to do that. I didn't have to come to you for a reference, John, but I chose to come to you for a reference because I know that you know. And again, the reference was good. It was solid. It got me a job. So thank you. But why would someone write me a reference and I've done all this for the company? Things aren't adding up. Pedro touches my fist. Jesse has nothing but manners for me. John is the reference guy, and I salute John. John knows. And I hope he watches you because, again, someone needs to watch the manager. I said it in the meeting above, and no one's holding him accountable for anything. And that's what's kind of landed me in this position today, is the fact that his actions aren't being held accountable, but every one of mine are, as to how he wants it to play out. So, again, Sweatbox offered me, funny enough, actually, let me leave it on this. They offered me a free membership or a year's membership off of my dismissal. Again, I have been disloyal. I have been a thief. I have been all of the above to you guys. Whatever you guys think I am, I couldn't care less because deep down, we know. The people, they know. And I'm blessed. Like, honestly, I said this at the start. I really, really did not want to do this. Like, life is so good right about now. I got a lot of things coming up in the pipeline. And this had to be done. This had to be done again, of course I'm upset I can't come to Sweatbox. They offered me a free membership, I think, to shut my mouth. And that's just not going to run. That is really, really not going to run here. Like, there's so much more I could say. Again, I say all of this to say that I do not have a problem with the directors of Sweatbox. I feel like you were misinformed and made a bad decision. I don't like how the decision was made. The meeting was had with the directors, and your rebuttal was to give me a year's free membership. Now, I don't know if that's to shut my mouth or I don't know, but that doesn't make sense to me, and it didn't sit well with me. Hence the reason I will not be coming back to Sweatbox. And as for the year's membership, yeah, that's just disrespectful. I'll be honest. So, people, I'll see you about. I'm still here. I'm still smiling. Life is good. It's just a change in direction. So, Sweatbox, do better. Look after your boy. There might be a part two. You never know, there might be a part two to this because I was surface level with this, but I hope you enjoyed your popcorn. I hope you guys have a good rest of the evening, and I will see you about, people. Do not worry about me. I'm not gone for good. This is a bump in the road and a man that just needs exposing. As for you, Bernie, I cannot wait to see you and just smile up in your face because you already know there ain't nothing you can do to me. You tried the verbal, you tried the aggressive side. There ain't no way in which you can touch me. So I win. At the end of the day, bro, you lost this one. You may have got what you wanted, but the L's on you, my guy. The L's on you. And to be honest, I've never seen you act so fast as to kicking someone out of a group. I think that is the first thing you've done at speed as a manager in your whole life. Like, normally it takes weeks for you to get your ass in gear, but getting rid of me, yeah. And you've done a good job. But again, this is your L, my friend. Have a good day, people. I'm going to get back to my life. I don't want to do this ever again. But if I hear from this man, you're going to be hearing from me again with even more juicier stuff. But have a good day, and I'll catch you soon.